Lions TV. We are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors you can see on the screen right now. If you are going to do a bit of business in 2022, then please keep it in the Millwall family by checking out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below or on our website www.lionstv.co.uk. This is your preview show looking ahead to the visit of Coventry City to the Den on Saturday. 2 weeks ago at the Den was off to an absolute flying start, but brought back down to earth by classic bipolar Millwall at Bramall Lane last Saturday. What will Saturday bring? I'm not sure, but let's start out by taking a look at the 11 that Gary Rowett might pick to get the job done. Okay, so still no Tom Bradshaw. However, George Honeyman will return from his one-game suspension following his sending off against Cambridge in the No One Gives a Flying Fuck Shit Cup. So, near enough back to full strength, other than, of course, Zion Fleming still out. Ryan Leonard hopefully will return from tonsillitis. We are in for a striker, and I filmed this. I'm hearing he's had his medical, but I'm not saying anything because this could well go out before that's been announced. And it's a little bit harsh on some of our younger players, I think. Anyway, look, it's going to be very difficult to pick the team that Rout will go with. I'm not sure if he's going to throw the new striker straight in. However, this is the team that I would go with to start the game against the Sky Blues on Saturday. In goal, Bartosz Białkowski. 3 centre-backs, Ryan Leonard, Sean Hutchinson and Jake Cooper. Murray Wallace, left wing-back. Danny McNamara, right wing-back. George Saville and Billy Mitchell in central midfield with George Honeyman in a 10. And then up front, Benik Afobe. And regardless of if this player is announced or not, I would still go with Isaac Alafe. That might be a little bit of a random team selection. I'll have to justify my actions, which I'm just about to do. First and foremost, I saw an article yesterday, Scott Malone saying his dream is to play in the Premier League for Millwall. I'm not going to abuse him, that's ridiculous. Not because us going to the Premier League, that's a stretch. But Malone is getting worse by the week. Really isn't up to the standard anymore. And on that basis, I'll play Murray Wallace. I feel, and I'm referring to my old mate Nick Hart, Actung Nick, from his podcast, Actung Millwall, brilliant podcast, always listen to it. And I listened to his show, driving home the other day, his Sheffield United show, and a few things he said really hit home. And we did seem to have like a lack of leadership on the pitch against Sheffield United. Cooper's a captain on the day, but as many games as he's played, not particularly a leader. And on that basis, we've got to bring the skipper back in. Creswell, it will be harsh on him to drop him out. He was at fault for 1, maybe 2 goals against... he wasn't at fault for the first against Sheffield United, but he definitely could have covered him behind Coops. And then when Coops got that nudge, he could have dealt with it better. But a lot had to happen to get to that point. So I'm not solely blaming him for the first goal. He was at fault for the second. He'll know that. And I think drop him out on that basis. I'll bring in Ryan Leonard because I want to play Murray Wallace at left wing back. Rowett clearly won't play him in centre midfield. And I'll leave Danny Mack in at right wing back. And I'll bring Leonard into a more central role to get the core of our side a little bit more vocal, a little bit more experienced, like I said. And Jake Cooper, I'd leave him in. Not the greatest game for Coops, by the way, with Sheffield United. Coops watches the show, I know, because he actually told me after one of the games at the Den last season. But not his greatest game. Give away the penalty. Again, he played his hand in the first goal. But he's got to stay in, experience again in this division. Plays well when Hutchinson plays with him. And I think with Leonard alongside them would be really good. Central midfield, I'm dropping the other Leeds Aloni out, Jamie Shackleton. Look, he hasn't done a lot wrong. And I like him as a player, and I love Mitchell as a player. But I've got to agree with Nick. There wasn't a great deal of senior proness in that midfield. We need a leader in there. We do miss that. We do lack that. And we need it back a little bit. So I thought Saville had a very strong second half before he got taken off at Sheffield United. I put him in alongside Mitchell and I dropped Shackleton out. I think it was Shackleton as well. He came into the fold very late, got thrown straight in the deep end, so it won't do him any harm. He's also versatile and can be used as a utility player if we get problems arising in the game in other positions. George Honeyman has to come back into the 10, and up front Benik Afobe. This one's up for debate alongside him because I'm going to say something now and I'll be contradicting myself. But I'm going to start by saying I'd play Isaac Alafe. He's been out on loan at Sutton. Listen, he may have missed a couple of chances in Cambridge. I haven't actually seen those, right? But a big problem he had, if you watch the last video, you'll know, was that he was very disjointed and out of shape. The shape that we should have been in. Because he played Bennett up front, who played wide. Now, Alafay's a striker. He's a centre forward. Don't throw him in a nothing game off the bench against Cambridge. Don't throw him on with 10 minutes to go against Sheffield United when the game's done and dusted. Give him a start at the Den with a crowd behind him, a big crowd on Saturday. Coventry bringing a lot of fans as well. Get in the atmosphere. And I really believe in Tanto. Honestly, he may never go on to be a 20-goal-a-season striker for Millwall, but again, I'll refer to the fact I think he's nearly 23 years old and he's only just getting into the first team. It's a little bit stinks of Ryan Sanford. You know, every time he gets near the first team, we go out and get someone, and I believe, I'm hearing strong rumours that someone's having their medical today and we have signed a centre forward. But regardless of that, I'll go with Tanto. He's a centre forward. He plays like a centre forward. So he may be not everyone's first choice, maybe not mine, but get him alongside of Phobie and get him in that striker role and try and get them striking up some sort of partnership. He's big, he's strong. He will cause problems. And the chances, as I said, he may have missed a couple at Cambridge, but I feel he's got a little else to his game. And the chances with centre forwards, you know, it's a confidence thing with the finishing. He can obviously finish because he's a forward. Gets one. Hopefully more will follow. So I'll play him. The other option would have been, not for me, Mason Bennett, because I didn't feel it worked with him in the Phobie. The other option would have been Tyler Bury. But again, then you're still putting square pegs in round holes. However, a brilliant one-liner from Nick on his podcast. He said that Gary Rowett prefers to go with the functioning rather than the creative. And Tyler just got a new contract. Again, time to come into your own now, or you're never going to. Nothing against Alafay or Bury. I'm saying play him. Let's just fucking play him and see how they get on. Give him a fair run while Bradshaw's out injured. Either one of them and stick with them. As I said, he's not predominantly a central striker. However, he did play there for Hartlepool, and he has got that fuck it fearlessness. I'm just going to have a go at him, and he will just come on like he did at Sheffield United, and he'll run and he'll take him on. And I think if you said to Tanto or said to Bury, look, I'm going with you. I'm going to give you all the games until Bradshaw gets back, because we will get by in this division without Bradshaw for now, and regardless if we sign a centre forward or not, I believe. I feel we're going to be safe this year. Got a little bit more confidence about Rowett and about the squad. So for me, for debate, but I think this new guy could well come in. I'm sure, hopefully, you'll find out soon who it is to play alongside a Phobie, probably straight in Saturday. But that's the team that I would go with to face Coventry at the Den on Saturday. Managed by Mark Robbins, the Sky Blues are bringing 1,900 fans. They'll have the top tier and the lower tier on Saturday. So fair play to Coventry, fair play to their fans for travelling. They're probably hungry for a little bit of league action because, well, I'll get into that in a minute. First game of the season, 1-1 away at Sunderland. Never an easy place to go. Massive crowd. First game back in the Championship for Sunderland. And they're a good side, Coventry. They pop it around nicely, but they couldn't seem to get it going against Sunderland. They did equalise with a fantastic strike in the second half and probably should have gone on and won the game. They didn't, but 1 point on the road to take back to your first home game of the season. Great work. However, their first home game against Rotherham, surely you've seen this on social media, was postponed due to the pitch being unplayable. I'm going to show you it there. They share a ground with Wasps rugby team, and that is the state of Coventry's pitch. I don't think that's a pitch you can sort overnight. And I think they're going to run into big problems. They've had all sorts of problems, haven't they? They went right down in the doldrums, I think, even as far as League 2. And they wasn't playing at their ground. They was actually playing at St Andrews. But they seem to have got their ground back, got their atmosphere back, and they would have been confident against Rotherham. However, the game didn't go ahead, and they've only played one league game. They did play last night in the No One Gives a Flying Fuck Shit Cup. Again, they was at home, but the game was played at Burton Albion's Pirelli Stadium, and it was absolutely spanked by fellow Championship strugglers. They're not struggling, Bristol City are. 4-1. So, not the greatest preparation for Mark Robbins and his team coming to the Den, and they need a result. They need a little bit of pick-me-up because it seems like an absolute shit show at the minute, if I'm honest, at the Ricoh Arena. Let's move on to prediction. I'm getting a little bit excited. And so this is your pre-match prediction. And here we go. I am going to go for a 2-1 Millwall win. I'm going for Murray Wallace and Benik Afobe to get the goals. Millwall coming from behind after a good early start from Coventry. Do the half-time, full-time this weekend. That thing should be about 25-1. Got a little feeling that could come in. Don't blame me if it doesn't, though. But I'm going for us to get back on track. Bipolar Millwall, up, down, fuck off, back up again. 2-1 win. And that's a lot for this preview show. I've just got a big boost of energy out of absolutely nowhere. And I probably shouldn't have because I was filming all day at fucking Wentworth and Fox Hills, all these golf venues yesterday, getting sand in my eyes and sweating my tits off. But I seem to have this massive rush of energy. Just thought I'd share that with you. But look, I'll be live streaming from the Den from 2:30. The only fan channel across the board in existence, to my knowledge. The most subscribed to YouTube channel in the Championship, by the way, as well. Don't be shy to throw that one in. So if you haven't already, we're on the way to 19k at a speed of absolute fucking knots. Yeah, I'll be live streaming. If you're skint, you can't be bothered to leave your house, you broke your leg, you're ill, you're an expat, or you just don't fancy it, then I will guide you through the 90 minutes live and direct from the Den on Saturday, SE16. Can't wait for it. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.